Hello. I always forget to do that. All right, and welcome back to the stream. So last time we had a user ask about a burn deck and what that would look like. So I'm going to be doing something like that today. Hey Cash, yep, that's who it is. And also, I'm just going to be playing some quick matches, and I'll post. Let's see. So I'm going to try and continue to keep this updated, but I have a link to a spreadsheet, a Google spreadsheet that I'm using to keep track of the deck lists. So as I continue to make them, I'll be putting them in here, and you can just copy them right out of the import code. Just copy that, open up your app, click import, and it'll put that deck in. So I'll be showing you what that looks like here. But basically, from this screen, if I want to take one of these decks, let's say I have this one right here that I like, then export will copy it, and you can copy it from another source, and then you can just click import and it'll replace the deck list with the deck list that you just had. So probably what I'm going to do is just because we didn't actually play that many games with Not Discard, I'll queue up and a quick game, and then after that I'll come back, make a burn deck here, and then I'll be talking a little bit about what sort of decisions I make when I'm building a deck. I'm going to be moving away from the sort of stuff I talked about in my earlier streams, which is kind of like the basics of deck building, and I'll be focusing more on individual card choices this time. But yeah, other than that, let's just get into it. So let me just put not discard back in here, and it was kind of a silly name. All right. But otherwise, yeah, we're just gonna be playing some quick matches. All right. I've got an even bigger water bottle now. Much improved. It does kind of look like a stein. I actually have a stein as well. I just use it to hold pencils now. But yeah, I like going to those type of events. I think it's fun to. All right. I mean, we'll probably just play an arena match then if there's someone in arena right now. Let's see, what do we have? Random 30. All right. Play against that person. Pencils. I actually use mechanical pencils. I like mechanical pencils. I don't like using the basic ones. All right, we're going first. We have a great hand here. Now, one thing about Flame Strike is that I almost never will hold on to it in my opening hand. I think it's a bad card to have in your opening hand. You always want to play Flame Strike to deal damage to the player. So it's not very good to have in your hand because your opponent's not at 8 yet. So I tossed that. It's not very good to use this on a champion in the early game, and you really want to have cards that help you develop in your opening hand. Don't want Rabble Rouser. It's a little situational, especially in random 30. And I'm going to toss my recycle card. We're going to keep the other 2. All right. We don't have anything good to play, so I usually just pass if I don't have anything good to start. Some people like to just toss out a draw 2. I could just play this and make 6 human tokens. It's kind of risky though. Not about the risky plays here. Alright, we're going to play this Muse here. This card kind of has to go answered. Otherwise it'll just keep drawing us cards. But it's possible in random 30 that our opponent doesn't have a good answer and we just get to draw a million off of it. So that would be insane. If I was them here, I might actually even draw 2 to try and find Flash Fire or Fireball like that. Alright, they're probably still going to pass though. That is fine. We're going to pass back. I'm doing a lot of passing here. One of the funny things is, especially in random 30, sometimes you have a hand that, you have cards in your hand that they're very active. In my opinion, Secret Legion is, it's either very all in, or you want to play it reactively. This card's best played when your opponent drops something like a Rampaging Worm, and attacks you. And then you can block it and get some additional value out of it. You can't recycle yet. Just gonna keep passing. You know, with one neat synergy we have with this hand is Priestess of Angeline is a human. So you can play Priestess of Angeline, then play Secret Legion to make 6 human tokens and give the Priestess of Angeline Blitz. And we can get in for 7 instead of 6. We actually have a combo here, look at this. Alright, Secret Legion makes 6 humans, right? And then we play Demonic Rising to break all champions and turn them all into demons. Oh man. Alright, they're gonna play Ankylosaurus. That is fine. Kind of tempted to play the Secret Legion right now and set up for this Demonic Rising. Because they can't draw 2 really. I could get punished for it. But it would be kind of hard to punish Secret Legion without, I mean, if they have Wither, they probably would have still played the Fireball over the Wither. I think that Wither is more versatile than Fireball. If they have Flash Fire, they probably would have played the Flash Fire. Well, it's tough to say. Could go either way, really. I don't really just want to start my turn and then play one of these. So I'm just going to play this Secret Legion and make 6 humans. We'll see what our opponent does here. Croc Master. Wonder if that's a reference to something. Or maybe they just love the shoes, but the other Croc Master was taken. Oh, alright, sure. They're gonna break all. I am fine with that. I'm gonna play this and recycle here, and then I'll probably just pass after that. I mean, I don't really want to draw 2. This is a really slow play. Got them on a 28 turn clock. Better look out. Beat them down 1 damage at a time. Oh, they've taken the bait. Yeah, what they really want to do here is remove this for a gold in a way that doesn't remove their advantage. So let's see, we're going to try and get in here. Probably just going to discard no maximum hand size, honestly. I don't even want to draw 2, and I don't really have anything to do besides draw 2. So I'm just going to let this happen, and then I'll pass here. Could play Strafing Dragon as a 6/6 airborne blitz that draws a card, basically. Wouldn't be the end of the world. But it's nothing too fancy either. A lot of ways to draw 2 cards, so I probably don't need all of these. I am going to hold the reset because it has a lot of synergy with this Priestess of Angeline, if I can use it to, and this Corpse Taker. I'm probably going to toss this Strafing Dragon. I mean, I guess I could play that on my opponent's turn. I'll toss this Demonic Rising. I like the Feint because it also gains me 3 health off this Priestess of Angeline. This is like a draw 2, gain 3 health is pretty good. Tie game. 27-27. And they're also going to pass. Alright. Yeah, you can discard a card. Yeah, they're going to discard a Soul Hunter or something. OP. pro strategy. One thing that's really awkward about my hand is I really can't do anything besides Strafing Dragon in terms of pushing my opponent, dealing damage to them. Just there's nothing. I think I will just play it as a play that effectively draws me a card, and then I'll pass. The way I see it, this Rally People could deal 2 damage to my opponent and put a human token into play, which I'll probably make if my opponent just draws 2 or something here. We're gonna see what happens. What a ferocious game! It's true. We're starting it off with an exciting game here. All right, so the real question is, how do I want to play this? I kind of want a group attack here. I think this is a scenario where I could definitely get in some damage. But I think that Noble Unicorn is worth more than my Strafing Dragon, so I'm just going to group attack. The reason is a block right now means that the Noble Unicorn and the Strafing Dragon die. It's unlikely that my opponent has a 0-cost removal for the Strafing Dragon, and this effectively lets me get 7 damage in, or 9 if I decide to play this Rally the People, if they don't block. If I was them, I probably would just block. Alright, they're going to play Revolt here, which is going to make 3-1, so that's a little sad for me, since that 3-1 is going to take out my Priestess Evangeline here and block the Strafing Dragon. This is the main risk of group attacking, is it's very weak against... oh, they're still going to block there anyway, that's fine. Oh, I just miscalculated. That Revolt gives both of their good champions plus attack. So basically, because of that, they were able to, the Noble Unicorn was able to trade with both my champions. That was a great play. I'm going to play this Corpse Taker and get this back right now. I actually don't care about the card I'm getting back. I mostly just want to make it so that this card can start banishing things from my opponent's discard pile, which might be relevant. So I'm playing around something like an Angel of Mercy, or just something that I want to get out of the discard pile. It's nice to have this down. The banishing cards from your opponent's discard pile is often more valuable than the 1 damage per turn you do. Alright, that's going to bring back the Noble... Oh, that guy. Alright, the Fire Spirit. Sure. Let's see what we saw. We saw a Reaper So, which makes 4 zombie tokens or breaks all champions, and Dark Assassin. So we're just going to have to... This card is eventually going to come down and break one of our champions, but we do not have a good answer for it, so that is important to note. Now, what is the play here? Kinda just want to toss down this Strafing Dragon and then do something like a banishment on my turn, or even erase. Yeah, I could erase. Let's erase that Fire Spirit. They can just discard to maximum hand size here. Basically, balancing champions. You probably should have worn more armor. How does group attack affect the breakthrough? Basically, if I have breakthrough and non-breakthrough attacks, then just the breakthrough attack gets removed from the... oh, interesting. Just the breakthrough attack gets removed from the defense, if that makes sense. So if I have 10 breakthrough offense and 5 other offense, and I get blocked by 8 defense, then just 2 offense gets through, the other 5 doesn't. So, yeah. Alright, how do I want to handle this? Kinda do like returning all champions to their owner's hands, but I think I am just going to play Banishment here on that Necromancer Lord, since it does need to get removed. And then I'll just pass. It's a foil too. Let's see what happens here. Probably they're going to play Reaper So to make 4 zombie tokens, which means that this reset is going to be played on their turn to return all of them to the hand. Lurking Giant, alright. Sure. Let's see how I want to do this. So I think we can Spike Trap the Demon token. I'm just going to play this Thrasher Demon and pass. Discard the Feint to maximum hand size. Hello, Tyrazel? Yeah, basically, yeah. Breakthrough is soaked first, effectively. Goodbye, Feint. Playing a riveting game here. I did consider playing a Siren Song here just to take that Demon token, holding on to the Spike Trap. Didn't seem that relevant to me. Now, the reason I'm just playing this... Alright, so we're going to play that Spike Trap right now. And I don't need these cards, I think. I don't think I'll ever use them in the discard pile. Alright. The reason that I just want to use this Spike Trap in a way that gives me advantage so I can recycle. Since it can be, sometimes it can be hard to use out of your hand. Anyway, Tyrazel. Alright, and we're going to take this one. They've got us. Now they're winning. You know, I know someone that takes the life totals very seriously in any game. Honestly, at this point in the game, neither of us are really at any advantage. I mean, you could say they're an advantage because the Thrasher Demon's harder to remove, but I mean, this breaks any champion that it does damage to, so right now these both die. Yeah, so I'm at a slight advantage in my opinion because I'm about to go to 8 cards, but it's so minor. Alright. We are going to play this Knight of Lara. Reveal both of these, which will draw us a card. And I'm just going to attack with it. It's really hard to block this effectively because it turns all champions that are blocking it into wolves. So pretty much the only thing that my opponent could do that would be a really good play, as in it would have been bad for me to attack here, is surprise attack into Den Mother, since it doesn't, or I guess Reaper So, but I mean, it wouldn't really be a good block to block with all 4 of these because I could just take one of the zombies after blocking. Alright, yeah. You got it. Now the real question here is, do I want to discard a card to maximum hand size? I mean, not particularly. I think I'm just going to play this Raxus Curse here and break one of those zombie tokens and pass. Just so that I can not take it very much damage on the attack. I already have so many cards in hand. I'm going to actually use this reset. Now, speaking of burn, I think Strafing Dragon, ooh, I like this. It's fancy. Fancy. Well, I'm just going to let this happen. You can have it. Hit me for 1 again. We're playing a very slow-paced game here. We're both taking our time. It will. We might draw out. We're halfway through our decks right now. This is an arena random 30. Opponent is thinking very hard about some kind of interesting play here. Maybe they're got a Wolf's Companion. Maybe they're thinking about recalling this Lash or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're thinking about. Oh, Justice Prevails. That's what I think they're thinking about. That's the only thing that would make sense here. Oh, Plague Zombies. Alright, 3 zombie tokens. Whenever a zombie breaks this turn, it deals 2 damage to me. So that could potentially be a lot of damage. Right now I'm taking 10, which puts me at a low number. Oh, do I want to let that happen? I think I kind of do. I could reset here. They would draw a card. This will go back to my hand, which I'm not particularly a fan of. I think I'll just let it happen. Which means that I'm going to take 4 damage here. Yeah, no, I agree. I like the slow paced. Alright, so we're going to make a funky play here. I think this is the right call. I'm going to play this Hunting Raptors. The only thing that this particular play is extremely weak against is I'm going to be very greedy here and pass without using it. That way I can block and then use it. The only thing this play is particularly weak against is Lightning Strike. So I can do this and I'll deal 4 damage to them. This way you can block and then use the ability. Probably stupid. Alright. Yeah, and then we're just going to take the rest of this. These zombies basically deal 2 damage no matter what, because if they're broken, they deal 2 damage this turn to target player, so. Alright, I'll be starting my turn. So let's see what we want to do here. I think it's just going to be shoot them for 4, then attack with this. I could shoot 1 and then Siren Song the other, try and get in for 10. I like this play. And then after this block, we can just pass, force our opponent to act. They're kind of in a position where they can't just keep hitting me for 4. Alright. Yep. Sounds good. And I'm going to go down to 14 here. So I could die to something like a Flame Strike plus something that deals 6. Could definitely die. Right now, though, we're threatening 14. Just on board. I guess 15 if we were willing to attack with Hunting Raptors. Yes, it does. I don't know if we've made a post about that. I think we did. But it might have gone under the radar. Basically, we are you do have a free arena every day. Alright, the Feeding Frenzy. Alright, they're going to break target damage champion. And so at the end of their turn, probably just going to play the Striking Dragon without loyalty as a kind of deal 6 to them effectively. And it also stops this zombie from attacking. Alright, we're just going to keep shooting them. No, attack with this, pass their effects. Honestly, if they don't do anything, I'll probably play Mighty Blow. We're just going to try and win here. We're going to give this plus 10 attack. See if they have anything for it. They're probably dead, but they might. Very Trickster. This is after blocks, so they have to hit a 0 cost that answers this. No such luck. Yeah. Honestly, Mighty Blow is underrated as well. I mean, it's pretty risky, but very frequently you can just Mighty Blow something that isn't blocked and you just get 10 damage for 1. Alright, and I got Crystal Golem. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to... Not nice. Having 0 response to Avenging Angel is not good. Yep. Yeah, it's true. You do need a... It's funny. Sometimes play Avenging Angel attack does not work out. But when it does... Oh, man. Alright. We're just gonna write it in here. We're gonna call this Burn. Alright, we're going to reset this deck here. Now, I did say today I would talk about what a burn deck would look like, so I'm just going to talk about individual card choices mostly. In the past, I've explained that starting with something like Loyalty 2 can really help you if you're trying to find a direction for your deck to go in. But once you already have an idea of what you want your deck to be, you can focus less on general rules like that and more on individual things. Yeah, for sure. Wild actually has a hard time answering really big champions. So generally in burn decks, I think you really want to have some amount of champions. So people sometimes try to run some kind of silly thing with Fire Strike, Flame Strike, and just all of the cards that deal direct damage to the player. But you definitely want to have some kind of on-board presence so that you can be doing things to them and that they have to interact with, and also that you can block their big attacks and they have to answer your threats, which gives you more time to deal direct damage to them. So Hunting Raptors is a great card in this type of deck because it'll frequently be deal high damage to them because you play it on their turn when they spend their gold, you use it to deal 4 damage to them, and then your turn starts and you can do 4 damage to them again. It is weak against Lightning Strike. I don't think a lot of people are playing Lightning Strike right now, so it's quite good. Alright, we're also definitely going to be playing Flame Strike and Fires of Rebellion in this deck, which deal 7 and 8, and also Fires of Rebellion can go through Gudgeon. It's also very nice against things like Avenging Angel if there are no buffs, because it can remove a champion that's mid-sized, and then you also draw a card. So you are going to play that. We're also definitely going to be playing Strafing Dragon, Fire Shaman. Yeah, we'll come back to Fire Shaman and Brachiosaurus. I know that lots of people like to do that, so I'll be explaining how that works. That'll be more of a come back around. So Strafing Dragon deals 5 damage to your target. So this is a great card because it can act as a Punisher in your deck. If your opponent spends their gold first, this is a deal 11 to them. But also, it's perfectly fine off-turn play. And a lot of the time, you'll hit something that isn't them. You'll hit an Angel of Death, for example. So we're definitely going to put 3 of those in our deck. And we also want Raging T-Rex in this deck because it is a great way to start the game. We start off with the Raging T-Rex, gives us a big hand, and it also just kind of forces our opponent to react, and we can just shoot them with all these other burn-related cards. Then I would say something like this is probably what you'd expect a core 1 cost to look like, and then the rest is kind of up to individual decision. A lot of people like to play Surprise Attack because it's very free to play. It works really well if you have enough champions, but you don't ever want Surprise Attack in your hand without a champion. So sometimes I'll Surprise Attack on my own turn, even if I don't have any champions that get the extra benefit out of it, because I just want to use it. We are going to play Fire Shaman in this deck. Fire Shaman's great because it deals 3 damage to your target every time you play a wild card. So it's going to deal 3 damage pretty much the turn you play it, because you're going to play this and another wild card, and then it can potentially do much more. And the combo with that a lot of people like to toss in here is Brachiosaurus, which when you play it gives you an extra gold for wild cards. So you can play Fire Shaman and Brachiosaurus and another wild card after that. And that will just really do a lot of work for you. Alright, so then from there, I think what we're going to do is, generally for small things, I think you have the decision of either playing stuff like Flash Fire, or you can just ignore Flash Fire and play the 1 cost cards that hit that effect for you, like Pyrosaur, Draka's Fire, Draka itself. I think we're going to do the latter here. We're just going to play... Pyrosaur is quite nice in a burn deck because you play an attack and it deals 4 damage to them. A lot of people forget about that part, is that even if they have a way to get rid of it right away, they still take 4 damage. So we're going to play Pyrosaur here. I think we're also going to play Draka. Draka is just a great card against a lot of those small decks, and I personally like to have some number of Punishers in my deck. I think we are a little greedy right now because we're playing Pyrosaur, Draka, and Strafing Dragon kind of fulfills the same role, but when you're playing Brachiosaurus in your deck, you can play Brachiosaurus and then pass with your gold up. And if your opponent spends their gold while your wild gold is up, then Draka is an amazing follow-up to that. So that's why I'm going to be playing Draka there. Yeah, Kong's a reasonable play here. So I think at this point we have to decide what other card we want. So I think Kong is pretty good. Is a pretty good choice. I think Draka's Enforcer is a pretty good choice. I think Lightning Storm is a pretty good choice. Rain of Fire, Savage Uprising, Smash and Burn, Skaros. These are all cards that help you get more cards in your hand, deal direct damage to your opponent, or get rid of champions. People like to play Kong because Wild doesn't have a lot of ways to deal with really big champions. And it's also really big. So it's like a threat that removes champions. We can play Kong. I think it depends on what you want your deck to be good against. So Kong is especially good against slower decks, but it doesn't do so much against champions that don't rely on individual cards to carry them, but their deck is just chocked full of things that make tokens. I wouldn't really want a Kong something like a Thought Plucker, and also isn't as powerful against things like the Gudgeon or Angel of Death or Winged Death, where the opponent's already getting value right away. But it definitely has its uses. So I think what we're going to do then is we'll play one copy of Scaros. I definitely think having one is very nice. It can be awkward if you have multiple copies in your hand. So one or two is definitely the way to go, and we can play two Kong. I think that's going to be our game plan here. We don't have a lot of direct damage. I think you could also play something like Lightning Storm, Smash and Burn, or I actually really like Savage Uprising just as a deal 5 damage to the opponent, draw a card. It's a really great burn card for that reason. So the other thing which I'm going to do is I'll swing over to Sage really quick. And burn decks in particular, I think can really use Lesson Learned. Where is it? Let's go right. It should be alphabetical, so I always mess this up though. Lesson Learned here, which lets you reuse one of your events. So you can Lesson Learned a Flame Strike or a Firestar Rebellion to get an extra use out of it. So we're going to toss that in the deck, and because we're playing Draka and Pyrosaur, let's also toss Wave Transformation in. It synergizes really well with that, and we don't have any other kind of board clear. I tend to play a little safer than some other people, so I think it kind of depends on which way you want to go. But it's very nice to have something like this backing you up. So we are going to toss in a 0-cost card to go with those. Probably going to just play Amnesia here. I mean, we could play something like Muse. Some people really swear by Muse. I personally don't like Muse that much, unless my deck supports it, because I feel like I play Muse and then Muse gets removed right away, and I feel like I came out behind. But it can carry you to victory. If you just play that Muse and your opponent doesn't have any answer to it, then it's just going to win you the game on its own. So we're going to play Flame Spike as well. It's a great burn card, doing 2 damage to our opponent. And Shadow Imp's pretty nice, but I definitely think you want more Sage 1-cost cards. This is all of our Sage cards right here. So we just don't have enough Sage cards to run Shadow Imp as anything more than a 2/3 unblockable. I think I'd rather run something like Ogre Mercenary, which is the 4/3 with Recycle, and just attack later, than a Shadow Imp, which is going to get hit by Wither or Consume or Rex's Curse or something, especially when our only other target in the whole deck is pretty much Pyrosaur maybe and Fire Shaman. So I think for that reason, I wouldn't want that. And we have a lot of big champions, so I am going to play Rage here. And then I'm also going to play probably something like 1 copy of Lash, and we have a couple of options. It kind of depends on what you want to be good against. I think a lot of people are playing Thought Plucker right now, so I'll just toss in some Wolf Spites. And we'll round out the wild gold cost cards here with, let's see, oh, I did the wrong one. Gold, not good. With, let's put some Savage Uprisings in. I really want to highlight this card. I think it's really underrated. And also we can put some Smash and Burns in. Let's see, that puts us at 36 right now. We need 34, so I need to cut 2. So I'm just going to cut 2 Smash and Burns. We'll just play 1 of those. And then from there, we just need to do 15, 16, 17. We need 4 more free wild cards. So let's go ahead and play Go Wild. This card's great. If you just play it on something that's unblocked, it's basically a deal 4 damage to them, Recycle. And then we can also run Feeding Frenzy as a way to kill large champions. Let's see, how many? I need to cut 2. We'll just go down to 1 Go Wild. I think we want other ways to get rid of huge champions. Alright, so this is going to be our deck. So I just toss this up here. I will export it really quick, and I'll put it in the burn. I'll put it in the let me see if I can just share this document right here, this Google Sheet that I'm just tossing deck lists in, so that anyone else that wants to follow along, you can just copy it and import it. So you just copy the import code, and then you go to your deck list and you click import, and that'll put it in there. So yeah, I'm gonna play some games with this, and we'll see how it does. Play online. I'll just do a quick match. Or even I can try playing constructed. Of course, if you want, you can challenge me by clicking the challenge button and typing my name in CJWWG and any format, although I'm going to mostly be playing constructed for the rest of the stream. Ooh, look at that. Alright, I think I got a challenge, so I have to do this. I'm going to play the Dark Draft, and then I'll play a constructed game after that. Alright, so I'm up against Connor. So here is, I think this is a tough pick. I'm going to take this Zombie Apocalypse, probably. I think Zombie Apocalypse and Palace Guard are pretty close, but I think Zombie Apocalypse is just so fantastic. It's off turn, you can break everything, and you can even come out ahead, as long as you prioritize taking discard pile management. So I'm going to take that Zombie Apocalypse. I think it would also be completely reasonable to take the Palace Guard here. Alright, yeah. Let's take this Crystal Golem here. I think I really like the draw 2. And also it's a great card in that it's an off-turn play that can block something really big and also draw you 2 cards. So it can stop an attack, draw 2, or you can play it when your opponent has spent their gold and then just get in for 7 and then break it to draw 2 and spend your gold to do something else. So great card there. These other 2 are pretty situational. Draka's Enforcer is fantastic if you have loyalty 2, and okay if you don't. I am probably just going to take the Draka's Enforcer and try and make wild work here. From this pack, I think I want to take the Word of Summoning. Divine Judgment's also reasonable. We do have one way to clear the board right now, so I'm not super worried, and it's very early on. So really anything in this pack is reasonable, but Word of Summoning is a card that I'm happy about in every deck. So it's a free card that recycles, and you can play it off turn. You can block something big, recycle. You can block something slightly smaller and recycle, like a zombie token or just a random middling champion that's attacking. Or you can just play it to make a demon token for you to attack with on your own turn. Alright. We're not getting those wild cards that I need to make Draka's Enforcer work. We are getting some kind of a good pile for a Sage Evil deck, maybe. Any of these cards would be very sweet together. I think I'm just going to go into Sage and take both of these. They're both good cards if you have more Sage cards. And Blue Dragon is also good against cards like Muse and Thoughtplucker, which people like to take a lot. And Knight of Alara is just a Punisher that draws you a card, so it's like Juggernaut. But you can't block it with a really big thing. Alright, so from here, Veldin and Watchful Gargoyle are both great picks. The thing is, I'm actually strongly considering Watchful Gargoyle because I think Veldin won't be as strong in Connor's deck as it is in mine. So I am just going to take the Watchful Gargoyle here for that reason. I like zero cost cards that recycle a lot, and right now I don't have that many recycles. I have these 2. So I usually pick them pretty aggressively early on in the draft, and then as the draft progresses, I take them less. And that's just because basically these cards are going to be good in most people's decks. They're very safe picks. So here, I'm going to take the Rax's Displeasure and the Reset. I think Reset isn't super powerful. It frequently doesn't do, I don't play it for the second option. I almost always do it for the first option. But when it is strong, it's very strong. It's really very good against tokens, and it also works well with cards like Watchful Gargoyle, zero-cost champions that have a powerful tribute or loyalty to. Lurking Giant is also viable here. I mean, it's possible I should take that over... Yeah, but I really need to fill up my loyalty for Blue Dragon and Knight of Alara more than I need Draka's Enforcer. This Rax's Displeasure will be very important in my deck as another way to clear the board. plus it synergizes with this Word of Summoning I just picked up. Now that we have 2 ways to clear the board, I think we're okay. Usually I think 2 or 3 is ideal. I think 4 would be too many, in my opinion. I think 1 would be too little. 0 would also be too little. And that's my personal preference. So here I think the Cave Troll is the best pick. So this Fairy Trickster is just a little awkward to use because it will frequently just be a 5/5 airborne ambush. You usually don't want to play it on your turn just to hit your opponent for 5, and you don't want to activate the ability when you play it, but playing it and then passing to your opponent is also pretty risky. The main power of Fairy Trickster is that you can use it on your opponent's turn, and you can play a champion that costs 1 that gets revealed on their turn. So that's the main power of Fairy Trickster. This Cave Troll will hopefully help us set up this Draka's Enforcer. Even if it's in our discard pile, we can recall it before the Loyalty 2, and it'll be one of the cards that we can reveal. I'm going to take this Fireball. Again, I am going to try and make this Draka's Enforcer work. It's also just a reasonable card in pretty much any deck as a way to 1-for-1 a random small champion like a Muse or a Shadow Imp. And sometimes you can get a lot of value out of that second option. And I'll take Psionic Assault here. We are going to have a lot of Sage cards. I think we are going to get a lot of value out of it. Shamblerlin Kark. I just don't have the deck to support this, and it tries to help you win by getting a lot of health. And Force Field just isn't very appealing in most decks, I think. I'd have to be. I mean, if you had some kind of super stally deck with Ceasefire and Noble Unicorn and Avenging Angel and I don't know, Martial Law or something like that, it's fine in that you can draw 2 with it, but it's definitely not anything that's super crazy. And I really want to take the Raging T-Rex here, or maybe the Angel of Death. Should not be trying to take both of these. Wither is the safe pick here. This is 100% probably the best pick in this pack. It's very consistent. Every deck will be happy to have Wither in it as just a way to get rid of things, and it helps you trade because it gives the champions that are damaged by -3 offense. That being said, Raging T-Rex is amazing when you get the Loyalty 2, and I kind of want to try and still go for this Draka's Enforcer, so I think I am going to go with the Raging T-Rex. I'm definitely making a risky play here. A risky pick. It's probably correct for me to just go for the Wither, but what can I say? I like value. I like making the greedy play, as people would say. I think you probably want something like 8 to 10 cards. I'm not sure what the exact number is of the color. So right now I'm halfway through, and I have 4. So it's still conceivable that I could hit Wild Loyalty, but I'm definitely playing it pretty aggressively. Not aggressively, pretty greedily. After I take these 2 other cards Connor passes me, I'll have taken 15. Alright, so from here, I think I just want to take Resurrection Avenging Angel. I can't imagine Army of the Apocalypse being very good for me. It does work really well with Crystal Column, but so does Resurrection. And Resurrection also I've really had some big blowouts with it, so I like Resurrection a lot, especially in Dark Draft, where it really shines. We don't have enough cards to make Bodyguard work, and enough good cards that cost 1. And Avenging Angel you can pretty much play in any deck, as long as you don't have too many on-turn Blitz champions. I think we just have the 1 right now. Alright. From this pack, well, again, the safe picks, Frantic Digging and Lightning Storm are both safe. Probably going to be Frantic Digging. It just synergizes with both Cave Troll and Psionic Assault, in that you can Frantic Digging away one of these 2, and then you're basically not even discarding a card. So from this pack, I'm definitely taking Lash and I think Timebender. This card is a great card with big champions, and we have Knight of Alara, Raging T-Rex, Avenging Angel. So we have high synergy targets for Lash. And Timebender is a great card when you have Loyalty 2 for it, which we should always have. Yeah, we will see. Right now, I don't really have anything that I care about what they're hitting. But maybe this Raging T-Rex will be amazing. I could get blown out if I play Zombie, because right now I've passed Drinker of Blood and Plentiful Dead and Wither, right? So I could get blown out by that. And here's a question. What do I take here? I think this is a very tough pack. These middle three are all very good in this deck. It's probably Heinous Feast just because I really want a way to interact with my opponent's discard pile, and it hurts me a lot because I'm playing Cave Troll and Psionic Assault. So I'm going to take the Heinous Feast here. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to play around Second Wind and Flame Spike, which I imagine Connor will take both of. I think they're both. I think that once you have a decent amount of health gain, Second Wind loses some of its appeal, but especially because we're probably going to be playing a lot of wild cards, it's even stronger than usual. So I'm going to take Forked Lightning and Apocalypse here. I think Trihor is hard to work, and Bellowing Minotaur is just not as. If I'd had no Blitz champions, I would consider it, but since I already do, I really just don't want to. Really don't want any of those. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the one that's not that. So I just made that pick really quickly there. But basically, Insurgency, not a good card in this deck. We don't have enough human effects. Worm Hatchling, somewhat reasonable. That being said, the number of one-cost wildcards we have is probably 2 or 3. So I can't imagine this being more than a 6/6 breakthrough. So it's going to be a worse Ankylosaurus, and you can't just play it and pass and have it be a 6/6. Rax's Enforcer, a perfectly fine card for getting rid of opponents' large swarms of champions, like tokens, and the -3 offense can sometimes be very relevant, especially against things like Thought Plucker that can't deal damage to you anymore, and Shadow Imp. But I think the Fumble was a much better pick for our deck. And Reaper, again, I don't have very many cards to get the ally ability to work. Alright, well maybe we can show off Savage Uprising here. I'm probably going to take Savage Uprising and Den Mother, actually. Battlecry is also reasonable, but I don't think I'm ever going to get value out of that other effect, and I have a decent amount of draw twos. Necrovirus is also good, but I definitely want to pick up 2 wilds if possible here to cement my wild loyalty twos. Since I am running now T-Rex, Draka's Enforcer, Cave Troll. Yeah, I mean that's it, but still. Alright, and in this pack, I like Noble Unicorn a lot. Warrior Golem's also good. Warrior Golem might be better. I like Warrior Golem. Warrior Golem's quite nice when you have loyalty 2 for it, which we will. And it'll help us get our loyalty 2s for Time Bender and Knight of Valaris, since I definitely did play this pretty greedily on, I think I just have just barely enough. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Sage cards, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wild cards. So by my metric earlier of having 8 to 10 minimum, let's say I'm cutting it close, but I'm there. I definitely think that if you're going to pick up cards like Raging T-Rex, then you want to, or Angel of Death, Medusa, then you should be willing to pick up cards that aren't as good for your deck just to cement that loyalty 2s. I'm going to take the Juggernaut here. It's another great card to go along with some of those other things, those other Sage cards that we've gotten, and it is aggressive, which fits with the wild cards we've been picking up. And then, let me see, I have 1, 2, 3 ways to trigger Spawning Demon. And Village Protector is also reasonable. Village Protector works very well with Lash and Savage Uprising and Apocalypse and Rax's Displeasure and Zombie Apocalypse. It might just be Village Protector. Let's do it. That'll be the way I get blown up by Wither, is Village Protector. Or Juggernaut. Could get blown out, but we'll see. No, this is the last pack, so. Alright, what are we taking here? Safe pick again is going to be Rax's Curse. Just don't have enough to pull off Justice Prevails. I do like Justice Prevails a lot, though. Angel of Mercy, same thing. I might regret not taking Angel of Mercy because I have 2 hits for it, but I haven't really, I guess, yeah, because right now it's very likely that they have Palace Guard, probably not Gold Dragon. They probably took Dark Knight and then either Veldin or Hunting Raptors. They may have taken High King. They may have taken White Dragon. They probably took Noble Unicorn. So Angel of Mercy could actually get a lot of value, but we have Heinous Feast, so I'm just going to take this Rax's Curse, which I know will be good in our deck. Yeah, yeah. Village Protector. It's alright though. They have to get rid of the human tokens first, before the Wither can actually get rid of it. Alright. Ooh, this is a nice... They're not evil. That's nice to know. I think this is probably the best evil card that you could take in a heavy evil deck, aside from Angel of Death, maybe, if you had no other board wipes. But we already saw Angel of Death this draft, so they're not evil. I'm going to take Ice Drake and Strafing Dragon here. We're going to go the 2 loyalty 2 cards are usually the best way to go. Rain of Fire is also very good in our deck, but I think both of these are very strong. And then we can get a little bit of an idea while our opponent is thinking about their last pack. So we can try and play around Palace Guard. They probably also play Hurricane, Divine Judgment, Wither. Alright, so we're going first. I am probably just going to toss Rax Displeasure and Zombie Apocalypse. We'll see though. Gonna push the limits here. I have a decent amount of board clears. So I can still dig up that I might regret it, but I have a lot of champions, so I don't think I'm going to clear the board anytime soon. I do have Ice Drake. I just want to really find more cards to interact with my loyalties. It might be correct to keep 1, draw 2. Let's just toss the Rax Displeasure. Alright. I'm going to play this Blue Dragon and try and find 1 more wild card. Did not. How's it going, Mibble? Yeah, Mibble 12. The other Mibbles were taken, I guess. Alright. I really like Blue Dragon. Alright, they're going to start us off after playing that Noble Unicorn. So I'm guessing here something like a Palace Guard. Yep. I can read their mind. Alright, and they're coming in. Wow. That is risky. Probably have a combat trick, but I think I'm just going to play into it by playing this Ice Drake. They're probably going to play Brave Squire on their Noble Unicorn post blocks, but I just want to get the Brave Squire out of the way. So I'm just gonna make this play and let them play Brave Squire on that. Well, apparently this is, maybe they're really tall Palace Guards. Like that's a giant door. I'm also imagining that even though it says Palace Guard, this is one of those plural guards where it's the whole guard. It's not just one person, right? But this whole legion of Palace Guards. They're just throwing javelins at this Blue Dragon and telling them how much everyone hates the Blue Dragon. The Blue Dragon gets shamed. Yeah, exactly. Very insulting. Alright, we're gonna see about this Brave Squire right here. That's what I'm expecting, because if I was Connor, there's no way I would attack with Noble Unicorn blindly when my opponent's gold is up. So this attack, or they have no other gold 1-cost cards in hand, but even so, I think I would still pass. Let me spend my gold first and then play this. But really, I just need to get that Brave Squire out of the way. An Ice Drake is not that valuable. I don't have any loyalty 2 cards in hand, so it's possible I'll regret tossing the Ice Drake because I won't be able to hit this Juggernaut or Knight of Alara later. But Yeah, I think using it here is perfectly fine. Can now hit it. Wow, alright. Haste your retreat. I'm happy about that. That's good to see. So what's interesting, this is what I would call a tell. Because whenever you, if Connor's going to haste your retreat, their own Noble Unicorn, that means they definitely don't have a combat trick in their hand. Because any combat trick, Wolf's Companion, Go Wild, Rage, not Lash, but pretty much anything else would do it there. So that tells me that they just don't have it. I'm going to attack for 6 here, and I'll get in for 6. I think attacking when you both have your gold up is perfectly reasonable, but attacking when your opponent's gold is up and your gold is down is usually questionable. Not always. Yeah, well, someone just asked, also Mibble, someone just asked about how Palace Guards could banish a dragon, how that even works. Yeah, we're just going to toss out this Village Protector here. Not sure what's going to happen. Probably Connor's going to replay that Noble Unicorn drawing a card, which will be fine with me. Frantic Digging is a little awkward because it discards a card, draws a card, recycles. I don't have a recycle to make, so I need one card in my discard pile in order to use that side of the card. It's actually, with Frantic Digging, I play very differently if I have Frantic Digging in my hand. So if you play Frantic Digging and you have no other cards in your hand, whenever you play a card in Epic, you do as much as you can. So if I play Frantic Digging with no other cards in my hand, I don't discard a card, and then I draw a card recycle. So, alright, we're going to discard a card. Probably going to be... That's not great. It's going to be a lot of cards gone. Probably going to be Strafing Dragon. I'm probably just going to play this Draco's Enforcer. It's a little sad. Because we have 3 really good cards to discard to Thought Plucker. Yeah. Alright. Goodbye, Strafing Dragon. Anyway, so what I was saying is, if I go down to no cards in hand except for Frantic Digging, then Frantic Digging is just a 0-cost draw 2. Alright, so here, definitely attack with Thought Plucker first, see what the opponent does. That would 100% be Connor's play here. Now what we do is going to be a bit more difficult, because a couple of options. I don't think I could just Zombie Apocalypse, and what happens is Village Protector survives, and Dark Knight survives. The rest break. I get 2 zombies. Connor gets 2 zombies, and then I have these 2 cards in hand, which is fine because I can Frantic Digging once I get to no cards in hand. But the 10-3 trades the 5-2, and Connor still has their gold up. On the other hand, I can't really afford to just keep discarding cards. It's not a very good situation. Yeah. Well, I think I'm just going to push it. What I could do here is I could just take the 1, discard Zombie Apocalypse, play Draco's Enforcer and Frantic Digging to draw 2. So I think I'm going to make that play. I'm just going to try and push them off the board instead of anything else. Divine Judgment might happen here. We'll see if that happens. I'm just going to try and kill him, basically, instead of anything else. I'm going to discard the Zombie Apocalypse. I don't really want... I feel like playing Zombie Apocalypse here would just lead to my demise. I think I really need to play towards health. I need to attack him. I need to be pressuring his health total. I need to force him to clear off his own board, which is what I'm going to do. Now we know that aside from the 3 cards drawn, so out of these first 4, there is no combat trick, and one of them is Noble Unicorn. Now, one other option I had was just to draw 2 and try and find an answer. I have a decent amount of 0-cost answers, but I have what? I have Lash, Fireball, and Fumble. I mean, 3 cards out of 24 don't have very high odds. That's 1 in 8. So chance of drawing it is like 1 minus 49/64. So that's 15 over 64, which is almost 1/4. So less than a 25% chance of drawing it would not be very high. All right, 1 damage to me and all my champions. Recycle. No recycle, which means I'm guessing there's going to be a 0-cost way to answer this Village Protector. Maybe that's where the Wither comes in. No. Alright, I like this play. I'm going to play Draka's Enforcer. No loyalty. Play Frantic Digging, discard nothing. Recycle. Draw card, recycle. Alright. So combat tricks are very unlikely here, so I'm just going to block this Palace card with Draka's Enforcer. I like them apples, Connor. Making some silly plays here. You don't usually get to Frantic Digging with no cards in hand. It doesn't come up that often. Now, there's an argument to be made that I shouldn't even block. Alright, I shouldn't even block Palace Guard with Village Protector. However, Wither would have had to have been drawn fairly recently in the last 5 cards, because Wither would have prevented the Ice Drake plus Noble Unicorn trade. I guess, what, last 5, these 2, or last 4. Yeah, last 4, because Plague was new, Second Wind was new. Alright, I'm just going to make this block, because if they have Wither, then they could just use it on the Village Protector anyway. Right now, I can push 13 damage, Airborne. Alright, I'm definitely taking that. I'm really curious what's going to happen right now. I'm thinking that something's going to answer this Village Protector. Flashfire is really awkward for Connor because it kills Palace Guard and Thought Plucker. So Flashfire would not be a good answer right now. Also, if we happen to top deck a Sage card, then this Juggernaut can draw a card for us. Alright, now it looks like we did. Easy. We're going to get in for some damage here. This is 13, which brings our opponent down to 13. Juggernaut brings our opponent down to 4 if they take it. It's always nice. Yeah, one other way that you can fight Thought Plucker is just by killing your opponent. That's one way. Alright, there's Drain Essence. So Drain Essence is going to put our opponent out of just randomly killing them range, but we are still going to keep pressuring them because we're probably going to win this only by pressuring them. I'm going to go ahead and Juggernaut here. Hopefully I find Fireball. Did not. And I'll go ahead and attack for 9. I'll probably just pass here. So Connor knows about Psionic Assault and Fumble. I'm almost definitely just going to fumble the Thought Plucker so that I don't get, well, I'm almost definitely just going to Fork the Lightning to get rid of Thought Plucker and probably deal 5 damage to him. Might hit this Ogre Mercenary. I'm not sure. Yeah. It does seem better than Rex and Force would be really bad for us right now if I play Forked Lightning. That's the only thing. It also is kind of risky. Alright, I'll just fumble. It's fine. That is okay. Alright, well we got a Fireball, but I'm not going to Fireball it right now. If I use Fireball for the gold mode on my turn, it actually will kill Thought Plucker and all of their champions. Except for this Valscard. And Thought Plucker happened to be the top card. Let's see what we got. If I was him, right now I'd be attacking with probably Ogre Mercenary. The one thing about this attack is it means that Connor almost definitely doesn't have a break all effect in hand. So basically if I had a break all effect in hand, I would probably want to not attack with Dark Knight last in case my opponent played something and then I could break all, including the Dark Knight. One main advantage to attacking with Dark Knight is I'm very unlikely to block it, so you're pretty much just pushing the damage through. So I'll go down to 12 because here it would be pretty unlikely that I decide to block that. Now this next attack will be difficult. Yeah, so what's interesting here is this attack with Palace Guard. Probably, I mean, I'm definitely just going to block this. I think that I need to make this trade. I would like for this to survive longer, but yeah, I mean, it's just not worth it. The 10, I do want the 10, but it's just going to be hard to get through, and both these other two champions are evasive, so I'm just going to focus on my champions that are hard to block. Do we have Flame Strike in our deck? We don't. So right now we have 2 cards in hand that Connor doesn't know about. I really don't want to just remove that with I'm probably going to Fireball that if it attacks. And then what'll happen is basically, I don't want to spend my gold on Forked Lightning. If I have Fumble in hand, then I would totally consider it. But I could get punished very hard by Avenging Angel. I mean, I guess I have Avenging Angel, right? Yeah. I get punished by Gold Dragon. I get punished by something like Geneva Sands. Alright, Lightning Storm. Interesting play here. So that's fine. I don't take any damage because it was still blocked. And now, Forked Lightning is totally reasonable because my opponent's gold is down. Probably will be Forked Lightning on Ogre Mercenary and them. I definitely want to give us an out here. That's the play. Yeah, the only bad top deck here would be if I top deck Raging T-Rex. That would be the only bad top deck if I play Forked Lightning here. I'm going to do it anyway. Alright. I think Sonic Assault would also be a reasonable play here. It'd just be riskier. But the play that was made there does tell me that Connor doesn't have like a Flame Strike in hand, because otherwise I would be the one being Lightning Stormed. Alright, Corpse Monker is going to come into play. Probably attack me for 4. Oh, heal for 3. Alright. Worried about dying, I guess. I'm probably going to Fireball for 1 on my turn. Just to get rid of all of those. Get rid of everything. Alright, let's deal our damage first. See what happens here. Like if Connor played a Guilt Demon or a Muse, or even rescue Griffin right now, then holding on to this fireball would be even better. Memory Spirit, alright. Getting back Lightning Storm, sure. That's just gonna chump, I guess. Connor is afraid that I'm going to just kill him. So that's why this play is being made. Or he has Lightning Strike in hand to finish this off. Sure. We're gonna let that happen. Unfortunately, I am in a little bit of a tough spot here because I can't take the 6 and also a Lightning Storm 6. So what could I top deck when I draw 2? On his turn. I could just top deck Heinous Beasts, basically. That's pretty much it. Not a good place to be. So my other option is just drawing 2 right now. And then I really need Crystal Golem, Heinous Beast, Lash, Rax's Curse. Rax's Curse would do it. Most cards. It's much safer for me to just draw 2, but I won't be getting value out of this Fireball, which I do get a lot of value out of right now. I think I just need to draw 2 though, anyway. It's going to be harder to win. Off turn. Yeah, because that Time Bender I might get Time Bender, which would be pretty nice. How many answers do I have to that? Thing is, if I draw 2 on Connor's turn, I basically need Watchful Gargoyle or Word of Summoning after drawing 2, and then him not to have any way to get rid of that. So I just have to draw 2 right now, sadly. All right, and it paid off. A little tough decision there, but I think it had to be made. If I was Connor right now, I would just Lightning Storm, kill Cave Troll, and shoot me for 3, and then banish Cave Troll with Corpsemonger. That would be the play, I think. And then I would attack with Thought Plucker. But it's also reasonable for him just to attack me with Thought Plucker. Or rather, banish something with Corpsemonger, then attack me with Thought Plucker. So I do have to play a lot around Lightning. He still has that Noble Unicorn in hand, right? It's just been sitting there the whole game. There's that Noble Unicorn that Connor returned to hand with Haste Retreat on turn 1 or turn 2, and it's still in hand somewhere. Noble Unicorn, what happened? Even that Palace guy's just been out all game. A true guard. Alright. Definitely a tough turn though. Probably thinking about a couple of different options. There isn't so much a clear decision here. Like this play, basically the reason why Connor is not just banishing first to gain 3 health, which I think is also probably what I would do, but it's a little it's tough to say, is because I have to discard a card to this Thought Plucker when it hits me, so I basically have to answer the Thought Plucker. I think it's still correct though to just use this mode and deal 1 damage to Connor and all of his champions, which is going to do a couple of things. It will get rid of that Corpsemonger and also deal 3 damage to him, and also it sets up this Palace Guard to be blocked by the Cave Troll profitably. So for here, It's almost definitely correct to just attack with Dark Knight. And then I'm putting in an awkward spot where I either need to take it or maybe block with Cave Troll. I think it would also be okay to Lightning Storm Cave Troll and me and then attack with Palace Guard, but I would 100% just attack with Dark Knight here if I was Connor. I don't know what else is in his hand, but I would almost definitely do that. Maybe if he had a Break All effect in hand, he might attack with Palace Guard first, but it would just not be smart to attack this Palace Guard into this Cave Troll because the Cave Troll kills it pretty freely. Do not Fireball there. Yeah, I think it was correct to draw 2. Got to think about what's going to happen the next turn, because he would have attacked me with Palace Guard and I'd be in the same spot. I mean, it actually, based on what I drew, it would have been better for me to Fireball on my turn, because I would have ended up drawing Watchful Gargoyle, which is one of the only 2 cards that I could have drawn that would have been very helpful to block this Palace Guard. But yeah, I think this play ended up being pretty nice. Whenever an opponent makes a long turn like this when you're low on health, I just assume he's trying to figure out if he has lethal. He is probably trying to figure out some way to have lethal, which means that he has something like Go Wild or some kind of weird trick that involves dealing damage to me. Maybe he has a Wither and he's considering using it on this Cave Troll, but he doesn't want to use it on this because it's not that high value. I can get it back on my turn by playing a wild 1-cost card. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah. So like this attack here, I think I have to take it. Even though I don't want to take it, I'm pretty sure it's correct just to take it. What this, 11, 12, 13? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's correct just to take it. I'll see if I end up dying to this. I'm just going to take it though. But Lightning Storm doesn't kill me after blocks. If he has anything that makes that gives that extra offense, I just lose. Probably going to Lightning Storm, deal 3 to Cave Troll, deal 3 to me. That's what I would do here, and then attack with Palace Guard. That's why I can't play this Watchful Gargoyle yet. I'm definitely making it seem like this Cave Troll is my only line of defense. But, yeah. What a tough spot, but this is definitely winnable. Vampire Lord, okay, interesting. Vampire Lord. Alright. The real question is, do I block Vampire Lord with my Cave Troll? Probably not. I probably block it with Watchful Gargoyle. Because I need to block both, but Cave Troll blocking the other thing is just so much better. So I have Zombie Apocalypse, so I leave the champion. I don't have Lessons Learned, so I'm just going to toss both these 1-cost events. Block there. Now this Palace Guard can't really attack because I have Cave Troll. I'd rather have a Cave Troll in play in case I draw a Lash. Something like that. Alright, so we're going to keep attacking for 6. So far this Ice Drake is just our only source of damage. We're just continually attacking our opponent with Ice Drake, hoping for something to happen eventually. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's our game plan. Forced Exile. Alright, definitely afraid. Definitely afraid. I bet we could even get him with this Cave Troll. Even if we had nothing else, I bet we could get in just from the intimidation factor. Well, I'm gonna go for it. I think this cave troll can get in. I mean, to be fair, Lightning Storm is also going to make life more difficult for us, but what am I doing here? Because what? Reset is probably going to have to happen on Connor's turn. I could probably just place Knight of Alara and attack with it first. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Alright. Lightning Storm is still there. See if this Knight of Alara gets in for 10. It's gonna have to be blocked by that Palace card. There's no way that doesn't happen. No way. Yep. Very nice. And then we're going to get in, well, let's see, right now what's going to happen is Connor's going to start their turn, play Lightning Storm, deal 1, 4, which means I go to 3, which means these are both lethal. So if I reset, then I die. If I don't do that, Lightning Storm 1, 3, 1, 1, I go to 6, and this kills me. I play reset. Alright, if I play, alright, so I have to pass. A little sad. So we know right now in Connor's hand there is Lightning Storm and Noble Unicorn. Or two of the Noble Unicorn's just been there the whole game. Yeah, unfortunately I can't get in with Cave Troll. It's a little unfortunate. I just get completely blown out by Break All Champions right now. Probably going to be forced to reset. We'll see what happens. You never really want to reset off turn. Maybe if you get a lot of value out of bouncing all champions, but I do not. Game is still winnable though, which is we're really pushing the limits. It's going to be very tough to win. We're definitely not in a good spot anymore. One turn cycle ago, I thought it was very winnable. Now it's going to hinge on something weird, like both these two cards being useless. And me drawing probably Savage Uprising is the best draw I could get, or Lash, one of those two. But yeah, I mean, if I was Connor right now, I would totally Lightning Storm just to get rid of all three of these and deal 1 to me. And then probably, yeah, see, I don't like this play at all. I just block with the human token. Maybe he has Rage. Yeah, I don't like that play. Maybe he has some kind of deal 2 damage, so he's fine with just getting in with Dark Knight. But these human tokens are very useless for me. They're just going to be used to block something. Right now, Cave Troll plus Knight of Alara is lethal, so if I can just attack with both of those, it forces him to react. He can't just take 15. He knows I have Reset and Xanac Assault, and that I just top decked 1 card off of the Knight of Alara, so he should assume this card I top decked is irrelevant to my game plan. There's no way I could have planned with the card I drew. Xanac Assault is not going to be very useful against him because Lightning Storm will kill me. I'm at 7, it deals 6 to a player. And Reset, I probably don't want to play. Yeah, 2, yeah, this makes sense. I guess this is still lethal. So I have to draw 2 here, because I can't return all and then he just attacks again for 5. Oh. It feels dirty. Just finding the perfect card. All right, we're gonna toss that reset and probably his fireball. I don't know. Yeah, doesn't really matter. Ooh. Oh man, even more dirty. Yeah. Is there any recycle that I want to play around? No. Heinous Feast might have been the perfect draw as well. Dirty top decks. This is going to gain me a bunch of health and take out the Lightning Storm for good. I could even not block this and just Heinous Feast and gain 4. And then swing back and try and lethal. Ooh, that's kind of tempting as well. Let's see, I'd be at 4. Wait, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I'm not sold. I'm just gonna jump it. So there's a lot of damage. I am going to have to Heinous Feast on my turn, basically. The real question is, what difference does it make? Draw 7. Yeah, it doesn't really make a difference. I'm just gonna block. Let's see. I'll be punished here if he plays Go Wild. Otherwise, it doesn't. Or it'd have to be Go Wild Rage. So yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's see. All right, start my turn. I have to just do this right away so that Lightning Storm can't be recalled. I think. You don't have to, but I'm going to. Let's attack for 10. Now that Noble Unicorn is going to come down. I think we have this if Noble Unicorn gets played. Rescue Griffin. Alright. So this card actually works really well with Lash. See, I mean, I might have had lethal. No, I wouldn't have had lethal, for sure. I'm going to Lash this. See what happens here. Right now I'm dealing 12 to Connor. In a pretty desperate situation here. Yeah, it's true. I mean, to be fair, Connor's been making some very defensive plays. So I would say that honestly, the only reason I'm still in this game is because Connor hasn't really gone for the throat. The Heinous Feast I just top decked. So if he just tried to kill me with Lightning Storm earlier, but I can totally see just pushing the advantage. That's also reasonable. We're just gonna get a full hand here in a second. If this hits him, then we have a very high chance of winning this game. I was thinking about something like Banishment, which removes my champion, but I get some kind of advantage, or like inherent, some kind of off-turn board clear. Like, should I Wave of Transformation right now? That's what I'm thinking. Has to be something like that. All right, just gonna take it. That's what I like to see. Let's recall that Cave Troll. Show both of these to draw 2. And then we'll pass. I could also drop down this Cave Troll. I think it's better to let Connor spend their gold playing something. Probably Noble Unicorn. That's what I would do. However, if he draws 2, I think we win with Warrior Golem. Yeah. It's back. It's back from a long time ago. I'm just gonna clump up the board right now. Just put some things down that can block. There's a high chance that, well, if a break all happens, I'll be sad. If break all doesn't happen, then we probably just start our turn and make attacks. Although if I was Connor and I had a draw 2 good card right now, I would just play it to draw 3. So it's turning into more of a game of card advantage than it is life total at this point. I don't have any 0 cost ways to kill him, I think. You see that fireball's in the discard pile? He doesn't know. Wait, it's in my deck. But I did banish it, right? Yeah, banished it recently, so it's going to take a while for it to percolate back up. Yeah, I mean, this Savage Uprising would do it. That's pretty much what I need to draw, is the Savage Uprising to deal 5 damage. Connor's thinking a lot. Let's see. What would I do in this situation? If I had nothing and I was Connor. I mean, not even a draw 2. That'd be tough. Fortunately, there's no real good group attack to make. Usually when your opponent has multiple blockers, there's no good group attack. Flame Spike. Alright. Can respect that. Just go ahead and toss back this recycle, and we're gonna this recycle. Very nice. We got Time Bender. It's gonna be a great card here. All right, so now I would probably attack with Dark Knight, force a block on with Raging T-Rex, or a reaction of some kind. Because if he attacks with Dark Knight, I block with Raging T-Rex. Then he can attack with either of these. He probably attacks with Noble Unicorn. Then what do? I think that puts him in a good position. Or he attacks with Dark Knight and I just take 5, in which case he also is happy to attack with Dark Knight, no matter what's in his hand. Just dealing 5 with Dark Knight would be amazing for him right now. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Crystal Golem. Might be coming in to save the day here. The only time I wouldn't, well, I'm trying to think what else. Maybe he has, if he had a break all effect in his hand, he might attack with Gold Dragon. All right. That's a risky but high rewarding play. That is definitely going to get time bendered. How do we want to do this? Probably going to be Raging T-Rex blocks Noble Unicorn, Cave Troll blocks Vampire Lord. Man, I do lose to Wither if I make that play. Oh no. Oh man. Alright, I gotta respect Wither, I think. I really gotta respect Wither. I wish I didn't have to, but I really do have to respect Wither. Since we know it's in his deck. It's gotta be in his deck. I'm gonna block with that, and then we're gonna take 5 here. Hopefully not die to Rage or Go Wild. Ooh, we're dead. All right, good game, Connor. Good game. All right, and that's gonna call it. That was a very long game, but it was a very good game. So, yeah. Anyway, that was a good stream, and I'll be back on Wednesday at 8 again. But otherwise, everyone should have a good night. All right, I'm heading off.